Welcome, webheads and true believers, to a bombastic booster box busting bonanza. I'm Sonia, aka the Adorable Spider Doll, and we're just going to get right into it because I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this for almost a year since they announced it. Oh yeah, YouTube stuff, like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. We got a whole box. We are just going to go rip it and tear, and I am so hyped for this set. And I'm definitely in the minority of being hyped for this set. But Spider-Man is like one of my forever franchises, up there with like Ninja Turtles and the Pokemon, which is just something that I will always hold dear to me. Oh, these are different. Okay. Spider Token. Are these backwards? Suburban Sanctuary. I think these are backwards. Spider-Man India Foil. Arachne, Psionic Weaver. She's got web slinging, and when she enters, you look at an opponent's hand, choose a card other than creature. Card type other than creature, and spells of the chosen type cost one more to cast. That is weird. We got a Vulture, terrific team up, Living Brain. Yeah, I remember, I think it was like 94, when the Spider-Man cartoon on Fox came out. And it instantly, like, it hooked me so hard. Like, I was such a fan of instantly. I remember being on the floor of my parents' basement, like maybe in like a beanbag chair or something, and eating my Spider-Man cereal, and watching the cartoon. The Spider-Man cereal was great. It was like Rice Chex mixed with marshmallows. Basically, it had like Spider-Man and like Spider and like Kingpin marshmallows. Kingpin, somebody I actually wish was in the set, because he is really a big Spider-Man villain. He was one that I always... Whoa, an opposition agent. Okay. This is one of the bonus sheet cards, and one of the more valuable ones at that, that are like supposed to be 1 in 24 packs have one of these. So this is Agent Venom. He's a human rogue with Flash. You control your opponents while they're searching their libraries. When an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you use mana. You never mana of any card. That's really good. That's awesome. What an awesome hit early on. We've got Friendly Neighborhood, which I think is adorable art. Enchant Land. When it enters, you get 3 1/1 green and white human citizens. And Enchanted Land has pay 1 and tap. Target creature gets +1/+1 to end a turn, only as a sorcery. We've got a Steel Wrecking Ball. And a very pretty Web Force. That's awesome. Okay, we're going to put that one over here in the good pile, in the really good pile. Wow, that is awesome. I can't believe I got one of those already off the bat. That might be the only one we get. But if it is, that is a really good one to get. That is awesome. All right, I am so jazzed. I love that they use like actual comic book art for this bonus sheet. The Final Fantasy bonus sheet, like with some of the CD art they use, just didn't look right. I'm going to use my teeth to open all these packs. Good lord. Alright, what do we got here? Spider-Rex. I love these weird alternate variants of Spider-Man that are in here. Daily Bugle reporters. We got Robbie and Betty. Electro's Bolt. Spider-Man, Web Slinger. Got Spider-Gwen. Free Spirit. We got Miles. Nope, we have Unstable Experiment with Norman. We got Eerie Gravestone. Very cool. They have so many homages to like iconic storylines and art. I'm supposed to be going through these faster. Costume Closet. Shocker. Okay. That is a hit of all hits. This is the biggest chase card in the set. This thing is... I didn't look at many prices. This thing is high. This thing is crazy. So this is the only Infinity Stone in the set, which means we're definitely getting more later. It's a 2-mana legendary artifact, Infinity Stone. It is indestructible. It taps for black, and I can pay 7 mana, exile a creature I control to harness the Soul Stone. What did it cost? Everything. And at the beginning of my upkeep, I return target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. You get 1/2 of Shieldred, the original Shieldred. That is super sweet and awesome. Got a foil Doc Ock, and we got a Swamp. Whoa! This box is hot. This box is fire so far. Much like my Dragon Storm box that nobody watched me open because I opened it a few months after the set came out. that had some pretty fire hits in it as well. These packs do not want to open. Are these Japanese? Are these printed in Japan? Does it say? I'll find out later. It's fine. These might be the Japanese packs that are backwards like this. Spider-Man is so creepy. Got Scorpion Sting. But yeah, Spider-Man has always been something that really resonated with me. And I've just always come back to Spider-Man, whether it's movies or video games or cartoons. I've never really been much of a comic book girl. Because I like to be able to read the whole story at once. I'm a big reader like that. Spider-Ham! I love Spider-Ham. He is one of my favorite Spider characters. He is everything I love about Goofy Comics. I am so happy I have Spider-Ham. I need like a full playset because he makes the food when he enters, and he gives other spiders, boars, bats, bears, birds, cats, dogs, frogs, jackals, lizards, mice, otters, rabbits, raccoons, rats, squirrels, turtles, and wolves you control +1/+1. He basically is a type of lord for all of Bloomborough. Love it, love it, love it. Ooh, we have a foil Origin of Spider-Man. It's a saga. You get a 2/2 green spider creature with reach. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It becomes a legendary spider hero in addition to its other types. And target creature you control gains double strike till end of turn. And we have a very pretty island. Yeah, Spider-Man's just always been something that I've really gravitated towards. And I can't really tell you why. It might just be his collection of villains. It could be, I think a lot of it has to do with that Fox animated series, because I never felt that it was talking down to me. It dealt with a lot of heavy stuff. It was good. It's good. It's still good. I've rewatched it recently, and it still holds up very well. And I think a lot of that is because it was written by Spider-Ben, Scarlet Spider, Web Sling, Trample, and if it was casting web slinging, it enters with X +1/+1 counters, where X is the mana value of the returned creature. So this can get really big really quick. It reminds me a lot of Fanatic of Xenagos, so I think this actually might see some standard play. Living Brain. Yeah, it was good. It was serialized, so you had to keep coming back. It was just, there's something really magical about that and about the X-Men animated from that time. Like, Marvel was hitting on all cylinders back then. I'm glad you guys cannot see me just like tearing into these with my teeth like an animal. But yeah, there's so many people who are down on this set, who are like, I don't want Spider-Man in my Magic. This doesn't feel like Magic. And let people have fun. Let people enjoy what they enjoy. Let people, don't yuck somebody's yum. Like, that's always kind of been my thing. Doc Ock's Tentacles. Whenever a creature you control with mana value 5 or greater enters, you can auto-equip it, and they get +4/+4. And just because I'm really excited, oh, it's so beautiful. That's such a pretty bolt. University Campus. Because, like, we're all playing the same game, and it might not be exactly, what you're looking for in Magic, but for me, I love it. That's kind of what drew me to HeroClix originally, was that, like, I can have Marvel and DC characters, like, team up, and fight alongside each other and with each other. And to me, Universes Beyond, I'm a big Universes Beyond apologist. I really am. We love UB on this channel. And I think a big reason for that is because it really feels like, I'm back, because I'm a kid again. I'm playing with my toys. I'm, teaming up the Ninja Turtles with Spider-Man and Mega Man, and they're all going to fight all their villains. And ooh, Maximum Carnage. That is such gorgeous art. Until your next turn, each creature attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. You add 3 red, and then it deals 5 damage to each opponent. A pretty good representation of the storyline there, of foil Spider-Rex, and Anomalous Asylum. But yeah, it's fun. I think it's fun to have these kind of crossovers, to really, like, spurn your imagination and just have fun. Because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be, it's a fun game. And we should all have some fun with our fun game. And that's kind of as much as I'm going to say on that, because I am loving this. I'm loving the art on these. This is a very lovingly crafted set with just a lot of really cool arts and mechanics. And it just all feels really good. A bioorganic carapace. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. They get +2/+2, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card for each modified creature you control. And, ooh, so pretty! We got a comic panel Mary Jane Watson. Whenever a spider you control enters, draw a card. It triggers once each turn. That is so pretty. I love these alt arts. So cool. Craven's Cats. And, ooh, Foil Mountain. There's so many cool things you can do, and I don't think that it's just because it's Spider-Man. I think whatever Marvel set was going to come out first was going to have this negative reaction. I know that's all I was going to say, but I'm just like, I'm kind of... Oh, we have more than one rare in there. Okay. So we have a Moreland, Devourer of Spiders. Lifelink, enters with X+1/+1 counters, and he deals X damage to target opponent. It's me trying to get cute with it. And... bypass this to make this easier for me to go through while I'm talking. But yeah. Oh, Spider-Woman, Stunning Savior, Flying, and Venom Blast artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. And another really pretty full art. Really like the full arts are getting a lot of pulls in these. But yeah, like going back to Universe Beyond, like I feel like it'd be anything that people are so stuck on. They want their magic to be magic. They want their thing to be their thing, and they don't really want to have anything else interfere with their thing. And I think sometimes people miss the forest for the trees. I think it's a lot of fun to have all these different, properties come in. I think it's really cool that you can have a Commander game where you have Gandalf fighting Starscream, fighting, the Doctor, fighting Dr. Eggman. I think that's really fun. We've got a rocket-powered Goblin Glider in foil. Enters, it was cast from your graveyard, attached to target creature you control. Creature gets +2/+0, flying and haste. Equip 2, Mayhem costs 2, and a radioactive spider. Reach Death Touch, and Fateful Bite. 2, and sack it. Search your library for a spider hero card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Nice. Okay, we're getting a lot of nice stuff in here, and we've got a lot of box still left to go. But yeah, that's kind of my thing, is I just want to try to have fun. I want to be able to play with these, enjoy these cards, because I am so hyped. I am so hyped that we have these. It's just something that I never thought would be a thing. Spider-Man in Magic. The fact that we've got that in Magic. And I think it's so fun. It's fun for me, and I like to have fun. We have, with Great Power, Enchantment Aura, enchant creature you control. It gets +2/+2 for each aura and equipment attached to it, and all damage that we dealt to you is dealt to enchanted creature instead. And we have this. This is so cool. It's done by RK Post, who did Unmask, an old card called Unmask. This is basically an homage to that old art, which I think is super cool. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool that the Magic artists, the established Magic artists, really did a lot of fun things with this set. And I like to have fun. That's all I'm going to say. Craven. But yeah, I've been really kind of diving into Spider-Man, everything as of late. I've just finished the Lizard. Connor's Curse. Lizard was always one of my favorite villains growing up as a kid. He's got Trample. When he enters, up to one other target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green lizard. Creature with power and base power type is 4/4. He was always one of my favorites. I really always liked the Lizard. Maybe it's because he was in the first episode of the Spider-Man cartoon, or that I just have a thing for mutant reptiles. But yeah. Ooh, that's a good hit. But yeah, I'm having a great time. This art is beautiful, and I'm happy. I'm very happy with this set. I'm excited to see what else we get down the pike for other Marvel sets. Here he is, Miles Morales. When he enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures, and you can pay 5 mana or 6 mana to transform him as a sorcery, or you can play him for 6 mana normally, and then you get Ultimate Spider-Man. First Strike Haste and Camouflage. For 2, put a +1/+1 counter on Ultimate Spider-Man. He gains Hexproof and becomes colorless until end of turn. And whenever you attack, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control. This is a really cool card. And funnily enough, I just got a item in my D&D campaign that basically turns me into half of Miles Morales. I'm a bard with more roguish tendencies, and I got an amulet of Spider Climb, which is like I think it's a made up item for the campaign that our DM made up. But it basically gives me Spider Climb. Is just anytime. Ooh, Peter Parker's camera. Enters with 3 film counters on it. 2 in tap. Remove a film counter from this artifact. Copy target, activate, or triggered ability you control. Choose new targets. That is really awesome. So yeah, I already picked invisibility because we were going on this infiltration mission, and now I have camouflage and I've got the spider climb. And I already looked. As a bard, I actually cannot get any lightning powers or venom blast powers, or web shooters type things, but I can make it work. I can make something fun with that, I'm sure. I was really hoping I could have access to Shocking Grasp, honestly. Ultimate Green Goblin. Beginning of your upkeep, you discard a card, then get a treasure, and he's got Mayhem for 3, and he's a 5/4. He's a big, beefy boy. But yeah, I've just been having a ton of fun, just really reconnecting with Spider-Man and things of that nature. And it's just been really good. It's been really good. It's nostalgic. This is nostalgic for me. And it's nice. That makes me happy. And if something makes somebody happy and they're not hurting anybody, let them have fun. Got an Urban Retreat, which is a Bant tap land. You can pay 2 mana to return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand and put this card from your hand on the battlefield. So this actually gets around the 1 land per turn rule if you use its pseudo web slinging ability, which is really nice. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm making a mess, my cat. Just shot out. Did the camera get that? That just shot all over. Oh my god. Okay. That is crazy. I've never seen a pack explode like that. Hit me. Was it a good pack, though? I think it was, because I definitely did see that I do have a mythic in here. It is Mr. Negative, who I didn't know a whole lot about before playing those Spider-Man games for PlayStation, and now I really love him as a character. I think they did a really cool job with him. And he's very cool. I really like his arc in those games. He's a 5/5 Vigilance lifelink, and he has Dark Force Inversion. When he enters, you may exchange life totals with target opponent. If you lost life this way, you may draw that many cards. Very cool. Very neat. Kind of risk-reward, whatever you want to try to do here. Let's see if I don't explode another pack. That was... I hope the camera caught that. I hope the camera caught just a full pack of cards just shot across the table. Because that was absolutely nanners. Yeah, the only problem with doing this is if I have any more double-face cards, we are going to find out what they are. And I have such a mess to clean up. Shriek. Oh, that is such a beautiful foil on Shriek. Spider Sense. It's a counter spell, counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability. And you can actually pay it for 1 if you return a tapped creature. So that's actually pretty cool. That definitely has applications. I am making such a mess, guys. I do not know how to handle my life right now. But I'm just so excited for Spider-Man. So excited. I got packs shooting all over the place. I got piles falling over. I just about destroyed another pack here. Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin's a fun one. Hobgoblin's fun because, like I said, my first exposure to Spider-Man was that 90s cartoon, and Hobgoblin was the first Goblin character that they had. Green Goblin came much later. So, pretty neat. I think we already got the origin of Spider-Man, I think, in this, I believe. We do get a Lady Ock, though. We'll get back to Hobby in a minute. Inspired Inventor. Whenever you draw your first or second card each turn, put an Ingenuity counter on Lady Octopus. I missed the first or second. That's actually really awesome. And you can tap her to cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the number of Ingenuity counters on Lady Ock without paying its mana cost. She's about to be best friends with not Dr. Octopus. She's Dr. Octopus. About to be best friends with Dr. Eggman. Such good friends, in fact, that he gets to call her Liv. But yeah, Hobgoblin, I always thought he was the original, the OG Goblin, in that, Green Goblin was like the copycat or like the derivative. So it's just funny how that works out, now knowing that like Green Goblin's supposed to be like the biggest, iconic villain for Spider-Man. Shadow of the Goblin. Unreliable Visions. At the beginning of your first main phase, you discard a card. If you draw a card, whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Neat. Yeah, it's so funny. Like Stanley said, every comic is somebody's first. And that's true of like anything. Like your first, every set, every episode of something, every movie is somebody's first exposure to a property. And that can really kind of like warp or, impact how they see things. Like I said, like Green Goblin's supposed to be like Spider-Man's, main arch enemy. Speaking of Green Goblin, we have Behold the Sinister Six. Returns up to 6 target creature cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. I love that they're inside Spider-Man's eye. Like he's looking and he's seeing this. That's really neat. Because yeah, like it's just a weird thing. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Mark Hamill voiced the Hobgoblin, actually, if you did not know that. I mean, you listen to him and you can definitely hear Joker in there, like early proto-Joker in that voice. That voice cast was so awesome. I'm actually hoping to, at GalaxyCon up in Columbus, I'm actually hoping to meet the voice actor who played Spider-Man. He's supposed to be there. That is really fun. We got J. Jonah. When he enters, you suspect up to 1 target creature. It gains Menace and can't block. Beautiful. And whenever a creature you control with Menace attacks, you get a treasure token. Alright. Alright, so this feels like a very, much like my last box, a very top-heavy, front-loaded box, it feels like. But yeah, there's so many, and it's just so fun. Like, I love Spider-Man. He will always be something that is like one of my favorite things. Spider-Mobile. Love it. We got Electro Assaulting Battery. He's flying. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you add red. When he leaves, you can pay X to deal that much damage to target player. So you can punish somebody for getting rid of your Electro, which is fun. All right, we got to move here. I'm running low on time. Trying to keep this at a tight 30. Trying to keep this at a tight 30. So what else do we have in here? I hope you guys, I hope this set does well. I hope that, if you play Magic, you enjoy Spider-Man. I hope that ooh, pretty. We got another Marvel card here, 9 lives with Felicia, Black Cat. It's an enchantment with hexproof. If a source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage, and put an incarnation counter on this enchantment. When there are 9 or more incarnation counters on this enchantment, exile, and when it leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. Very high risk, high reward. And we have Sandman. Power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and you can pay 5 to return this and target land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Amazing for landfall decks. Yeah, Sandman was another one. Like when Sandman was like, I'm gonna use the Sandman. I'm like, I don't think Sandman was in the cartoon. So I didn't really know why this guy's like. There's so many other cooler villains, and then speaking of cool, Spider-Man Noir. These are awesome. These form a whole big mural if you get all 9 of these. He's got Menace, and whenever a creature you control attacks alone, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then you serve out X for X number of counters on it. That's awesome. He's fighting Lizard. You got Vulture in the background. You've got the Spider-Ham version of Vulture, and you have the Spider-Ham version of Doc Ock and the classic Doc Ock down here. That is so cool. That is so awesome. Okay. Yeah, I said it was top-loaded, but we're getting some nice hits down here at the bottom as well. Okay. Mysterio. Master of Illusion. Mysterio is another one of my favorites. When he enters, you get a 3/3 blue villain creature token for each non-token villain you control, and when he leaves the battlefield, exile all those tokens. And we got the Death of Gwen Stacy. This is absolutely gorgeous. This looks like an anime opening. Like, this is absolutely looks like a opening for the Spider-Man anime that may or may not exist. Destroy target creature. Each player may discard a card. Each player who doesn't loses 3 life, and exile any number of target players' graveyards. Alright, we are just powering through these, so we gotta try to get to these 30-minute mark here, because my dumb Samsung camera will turn off before we're done here if we don't. But yeah, I am so happy. I could not sleep last night. I was so excited. I was like a kid on Christmas. I was so excited for this set. Pretty Gwen. We got a Silk Web Weaver. Web Slinging for 3. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green white human creature token. And for 5 mana, you get a pseudo overrun effect. And we got a Cheering Crowd. Beginning of each player's first main phase, they may put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. If they do, they get colorless mana for each counter on it. Neat. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I'm a little delirious. We have about 4 packs left, it looks like. So we should hit that 30-minute mark here. I'm going on just pure unbridled adrenaline right now. And it's a little wacky right now. But I love Spider-Man. I love the villains. I love his rogues gallery. I just love everything about this. And, you know, just another cheering crowd. Okay, that's 2 in a row. That's kind of odd. But it's a small set. That's actually my only complaint about the set, is that it's small. It's about the size of, like, Born of the Gods, roughly. And I wish it was a full-size set. And I definitely want to do a video and give my thoughts on, you know, what I would include to kind of make it a full-size set. But, alright, okay. What did it cost? Everything! Holy moly, 2 Soul Stones in 1 box. What in the ghost of Stan Lee is going on here? Whew! Whew, I'm gonna need a minute. That is... Okay, the box was top and bottom loaded, apparently. Holy mother of God! And we got 2 other rares in this pack. Holy... Whew! Whew! Okay, Symbiote Spider-Man. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand, the rest in your graveyard. And you can pay 3 mana to exile it from your graveyard, put a +1/+1 on target creature you control, and it gains this card's other abilities, activate only as a sorcery. I like the symbiote kind of bounces after Spider-Man gets rid of it. And Interdimensional Web Watch. When it enters, exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards, and you can tap it to add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend it to only cast spells in exile. Wow! That is insane. 2 Soul Stones. Holy crap! That is... I can't even with that. That is... I cannot even... See, this set was made for me, and it is paying off. I love the spider, and I am getting rewarded for loving the spider. Oh, rent is due. Thank you. I already paid it. Thank you. Today, in fact. At the beginning of your end step, you may tap 2 untapped creatures and or treasures you control. If you do, draw a card, otherwise you sacrifice it. And a Craven the Hunter. Trample. Whenever a creature your opponent controls with the biggest toughness among creatures they control die, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. I am absolutely, that is sending me right now. We're on this last pack, and that doesn't even matter at this point. Does it even matter? 2 Soul Stones in 1 box. That is big thank you to Guard Tower East up here in Columbus for picking me such a fire box. Holy moly. Oh, and we hit on a fun one that I really wanted. So this actually really makes it so fun. Imposter Syndrome, the classic 60s cartoon Spider-Man pointing meme. Whenever a non-token creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a copy of it, except it isn't legendary. This is so awesome. I feel like people don't even know what this is supposed to be. It's an episode from like the 60s Spider-Man cartoon where like a villain, like a burglar, like dresses up as Spider-Man to commit crimes, and Spider-Man corners them, and the police are there, and they do the whole like, no, I'm the real one. No, I'm the real one. And it's silly and it's hokey, but that's awesome. That is what a awesome pack to end on. But like, guys, look at this. Look at this haul. Like the Venom, the Soul Stone. Like what? The Spider Ham. Would have liked more ham. Would have liked more Spider Ham. Honestly, the Mary Jane looks. That's not Mary Jane. Mary Jane looks super awesome. What else awesome is in here? We got Ultimate Spider-Man. Camera's absolutely a good hit. Negative. Oh my god, this has been such a blast, and I'm happy to be able to bring some positivity to the Spider-Man set, because there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of negativity surrounding it, and a lot of people just like, you know, poo-pooing it because, you know, it's not magic, it's different, it's not magic. But yeah, look at this. We got really cool full art. We got 2 of these, supposedly 1 in 24 Marvel cards, which is awesome. We got another comic art. We have Spider-Ham because I love Spider-Ham. Like, look at this. Look at the Mythic spread is still, for a small set, this is still pretty good. The Mythic spread, like, it's about normal. You know, 5 mythics and a foil mythic, that's about normal for a box. And the fact that 2 of these mythics are the absolute most expensive card in the set is just... I needed this. I really needed this just as a pick-me-up, and my god, have I been picked up so much. So guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've got other Spider-Man unboxings coming up later in the week for the channel, and then we will get back to Turtles and me eating snacks and things for all y'all's amusement. But this is going to be my life for like the next week or so. And I hope you guys join me. I hope you guys come along for the ride. So guys, until next time, I've been Sonia, the adorable spider doll, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!